So where are the rest? I saw Vincent came online and then again he went away. So where is Vincent? Where are the rest? Femi, where are the rest?
I don't know.
Let
Let me check on them. Let me check on them.
Esther. Esther, where are your friends?
I've told them that I think I'm logging in or something.
Khalid, where are your friends?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
You are here, and where are your friends?
I don't know.
You don't know where your friends are?
I don't know. I'm more of busy. I'm in a newsroom. But
You're in a newsroom.
I can hear you.
Where is that newsroom?
What?
You say that you are in a newsroom.
Yes.
Where
Local
is
news.
that? Where is that newsroom?
A local newsroom.
Okay, that's good. Soldier Road. That's the way to go.
Yep.
Yes, John Mutinda, how are you? Can John Mutinda hear us? John? Okay, Deborah, how are you?
I'm fine.
Deborah, was your issue sorted out?
No.
So what step did you take?
I called the lecturer.
Yes.
But sikusaidika.
They?
Sikusaidika.
Hata tutaangalia hiyo maneno yako wakati tutafikia diploma. This week we are dealing with certificate marking, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, when we reach diploma, all of those cases we shall retable them in our meeting and we shall see the way forward. Sawa sawa.
Okay. Sawa.
Yeah, this week we're dealing with certificates. So I think we can proceed. It has been long, eh? Almost 3 weeks, because on 25th, I think there was the celebration of Halid, Idul Fitri, if I'm not wrong. Halid, isn't it?
Yes.
And then the following Monday, the Monday that followed, we had Madaraka Day. Again, we were impacted. And then on 8th, which I think it is last week on Monday, you had started your exams. Eh? Maybe speaking on exams, I would wish to get a feeling. How many of us did exam here? All of us did exams? Deborah, you did exam there, and I am sure. Esther, you did your exams?
Yes.
Maybe I can go per person. Eh? I just want to get to your feel, your experience about the exams. Maybe I can start with Deborah. Now that Deborah is the first on the list. Deborah, you can tell us your experience. How was it? What challenges did you encounter?
The exams were okay.
Yes.
But when you encounter a problem, hausaidiki haraka.
It takes time.
Yeah, it takes time before you get a response or you get
Okay.
the help you need.
Okay. Any other issue you'll wish to add? Or I go to Esther?
No other issue.
Okay, Esther. How you did the exam, Esther?
Yes, I did the exam.
How was the exam?
The exam was fine.
Apart from the exam itself, the technological issues?
No, I didn't have any problem with it.
Okay. Femi, you did exams?
Yes, I did.
Apart from the exams themselves, technological issues?
Me, the problem I encountered is that, for example, I've done question 1, 2.
Yes.
By bad luck, I've skipped question 3.
Yes.
Then I've moved to the next page.
Yes.
There's no option for you to go back to question 3 and answer.
Yes.
So that was my problem. So you,
Okay.
at least mungeka ile option yenye, for example, you can go back to question 3 and answer. Now when you go to the next page, you cannot go back.
Okay. Any other? Okay, Halid, you did exams?
Yes, I did.
How was it?
It was good, but the way of doing it was a bit
It was a bit.
problematic. It would have been more. You will have made it more simpler, like a question paper, and then we will have edited it. We will have edited the answers into it, and then submit it. That would have been more better.
Okay. Any other challenge? Vincent, you did exams?
Yes.
Apart from the exams themselves, technological issues? Okay. So I think we can continue. Today I want us we look at something new. And just for your information, or maybe I can announce that later after the class has ended. So we can just go to what we're supposed to do today. Today I want us we look at something new. If time will allow, we will finish it and probably go to another totally different, another new topic. I'll try and do 2 topics if time will allow. If time will not allow, we'll just tackle 1 topic for today. So we had already seen our introduction in terms of the definition, the introduction, the whole aspect of writing. I think we have that introduction. We appreciated what writing is. We looked at the functions of writing, and also we looked at the characteristics of writing. I think in topic number 1, the key areas, the 3 key areas that we did look at, of course, was the definition of writing, the functions of writing. Actually, I can say 4 key areas. That the definition itself, we appreciated what writing it's all about. And then number 2, we also looked at the functions of writing. That why do we write? Okay, what are the reasons for us to write? Why do we engage in writing? And also we looked at the characteristics of writing. That when you're writing, what are the characteristics of a good piece, the good piece of writing? And also number 4, the last thing in the first topic, we looked at the techniques of writing, what you call the writing techniques. Of course, when we're talking about the writing techniques, we are referring to the things that we need to, they need to be evident in your writing. That when I'm reading your writing, I can be able to experience simplicity. That when I'm reading your writing, I am able to experience the different types of sentences that you have used in your writing. That when I'm reading your writing, I am able to experience that you have used the nouns, the verbs. That when I'm reading your writing, I need to experience that we have used familiar words rather than the unfamiliar words. So largely, those are the main issues that we covered in as far as the first topic is concerned. Then after that, of course, we moved to the second topic, where we appreciated writing for the mass media. And of course, it had a link with the first topic, whereby in the first topic, indeed, in as much as we are introducing writing, we are appreciating that it is not just writing just like any other writing, but the writing that we are referring here, it is a professional kind of writing. We are talking about writing for the newspaper, that is professional. We're talking about writing of books, that is professional. We are talking about writing for TV scripts, news scripts, that is professional. We're talking about writing for radio, that is professional. So when it comes to the whole aspect of writing, the writing that I want us to appreciate, it is that we are writing for the writing that we're writing is professional writing. This is not letter writing. This is not story writing. Okay, this is not just writing just for the sake of passing information, but we are writing, yes, to pass information. But at the end of the day, there is a mass that we want to target, and that's why in topic number 2, we looked at writing for the mass media. That how do we write for the mass media? Of course, the mass media, they are our consumers. The mass media are our consumers. The mass media, they are our audience. So before we write for this particular audience, before we write for these particular consumers of ours, then we must also appreciate them. We must also understand them. That who are these mass media? Who are they? What are the characteristics of the mass media? What makes up the mass media? And that's why the key thing that we discussed under writing for the mass media, in as much as yes, we defined what the mass media is, and also we looked at the categories of the mass media, both in terms of the broadcast and the print. One of the key things that we looked at, in as far as the things that you need to consider is writing for the mass media, we said that number 1, you should consider the subject matter. What is it that you're writing about? Remember, the topic was writing for the mass media. And as I'm writing for the mass media, then I need to ask myself, then what is it that I am writing about? That is the subject matter. We also considered the 2, audience. Who are your audience? Who are the people going to consume this article of yours? Is it the children? Is it the grown-ups? Is it men? Is it women? So at the end of the day, if I were to write for men, then I'm going to make sure that I'm writing things that are applicable to men. If I'm writing for women, I'm going to write things that are applicable to women. Also, because of the circumstances of writing, when is it? When is it? Is it the best time for us to write this? Okay. And also the 4th thing we consider was the purpose. What is the reason for me to write? What makes me to write? I am writing because I want to educate. I am writing because I want to I want to inform. I am writing because I want to entertain. So largely, those are the 2 topics that so far we have covered. And today I want us to introduce the 3rd topic. Before you go to the 3rd topic, probably there is somebody who will wish to add anything on what I've just said in the introduction, or maybe there is something that it's not clear in that particular both the introduction and the 2nd topic that we had, writing for the mass media. Is there anything that it's not clear? Yes, is there anything that it's not clear so far from those particular 2 topics that we have tackled? Anything that's not clear? Okay, so then let us then move to something new. I want us to look at something new. That is and the style book. Okay, so when we're talking about style and style book, what I want you to basically understand is that when we're talking about style and style book, what we are simply referring to is referring to is the style of writing. Okay. So what I want you to basically understand that when we're talking about the issue of style and style book, basically what we're referring to here is the style of writing. Okay. We might have so many words to describe this particular topic, but the bottom line here is that when you're talking about the issue of style and style book, the thing that I want you to appreciate, the thing that I want you to understand, the take home message in this particular topic, it's all about that we are appreciating that in every writing has a style. Okay, every writer has a style in which they provide their writing to their audience. That there is a way that you have adopted, you as a writer, to communicate the way you give out your writing. That you as a writer, the way you package your article, the way you package your writing, the way you package your message, there's a particular way in which you do that. And that way in which you do that is what we're referring to as a style. Okay, it's just like fashion. Okay, that there is somebody who will like a particular fashion, another person will appreciate another fashion. So you cannot say the fashion of one particular individual, it's a bad one, and my fashion, it's good. So you also, when it comes to writing, we also appreciate whatever style of writing that a writer has adopted. Just like, if I may use the example of movies, okay, that when it comes to production, there are different types of production. Okay, if it is a movie, there are different types of movies. There will be movies that will be comedy, there will be movies that will be drama. Okay, there will be movies that will be thriller. Okay, there will be movies that will be science fiction. But see, at the end of the day, they are all coming down into they are a movie. So that's why I say that also when it comes to writing, we do not just write just for the sake of writing. We do not just write plainly. Okay, but we write. I, as a writer, when I am writing, I will not just write plainly, but I will write in a manner to say that maybe my style here is humor. Okay, my style here is my style is humor. My style is drama. My style is my style is explanation. My style is descriptive. So at the end of the day, whichever style that you're going to adopt in terms of writing, then that is what you're referring to, that is the way, that is your way that you have adopted for you to give us that information. Okay, regardless of whichever area that you are going to write in, because there are so many areas that you can write in. Okay, you can write in technological issues, you can write in science issues, you can write in environmental issues, health issues, COVID-19. Okay, you might do a story on COVID-19 and you opt, because your style is descriptive, you might wish to describe certain things in as far as COVID-19 is concerned, because that is the style that you have adopted. That is the style that you feel that when it comes to your writing, then that is the style that you feel that you are in a position to write well. Okay, that you are in a position to give out your message well. But again, we're saying, whichever style that you adopt, we're not saying that you have to stick to it forever and ever. Even within the same article, you can even mix the different styles that you have. I can decide that probably in a section of my article, I can bring in some sort of humor. I can decide that within the within the same article, in some section within that particular article, I can also bring in some aspect of description. I can combine them. So we're not saying that as long as you have adopted a particular style of writing, that it will be always, it will be like that one. That if you have adopted a particular style of writing, that I can also use it in my article, right from the first word to the last word. Of course, we appreciate and we know that when it comes to writing, our articles are usually divided into 3 segments. We're talking about the introduction, okay, parts of an article, okay, parts of an article are introduction, okay, just a minute, introduction, okay, body and conclusion, okay, and conclusion, okay. So parts of an article are introduction, body, and conclusion. So in as much as I think that there might be different styles of writing, I can even opt to give my introduction in humor. I can even opt to give my body in description. I can opt to give my conclusion in a totally different style. So that I say, when it comes to style, I'm not saying that it is some that to the moment you've picked a particular style, it is just independent. It can also be dependent of other style. You can decide that I will use humor in introduction, I will use humor in body, and also use humor in conclusion. So we're talking about style. Basically, that is the way you bring out your article. I believe we have our notes with us, and we can go through our notes as we discuss this particular idea. When you look at those particular notes, it's just a small part of it whereby I have addressed the issue about style. The other part of the notes, we are just insisting, we're just again reinforcing whatever it is that we learned in chapter 1 and also we learned in chapter 2. We're just insisting on things that whichever style that you adopt, at the end of the day, that if you do not also adopt, if you also bring in those other key other elements, the key elements in your writing, then whichever style that you're going to adopt, it might fail. Okay, that yes, I can adopt humor, but if I don't have accuracy in me, even that humor in itself, it will not help me in terms of giving out that particular information. Yes, I can adopt descriptive writing, but even in that particular descriptive writing, if I do not adopt, okay, simplicity, clarity, it will not also help me. So the first part of that, the first bit of the notes, we shall largely appreciate the aspect of style. So just to walk with me through this particular note, that I say that general orientation, we're looking at the definition of style. We're talking about style, exactly what is style. And here we're being told that style is a general orientation or a way that a particular writer has adopted, okay, towards his or her work. A style, it is a way. And that's even I mentioned earlier on. This is a way. A style, it is a way through which a particular writer has adopted for his or her work. That whenever I'll be writing, the way I'll be writing in a humorous way. The way I will be writing, I'll be writing in a descriptive way. Okay? The way I am writing, I will write it in a narration way. So talking about style, basically style, this is the way through which you as a writer, you have decided that this is the way I'm going. This is how I'll be bringing out my issues in my article as I face my audience. Okay? As I take this particular message to my audience, that this is the way I will take this message to the audience. Okay, I have to write about COVID-19. That how will I bring this message to the audience? I will bring this message of COVID-19 to the audience through dialogue. So dialogue becomes my style. Dialogue becomes my way. The various styles that we might use, it might include humor, okay, especially when talking about soft news. Okay, we shall be looking at the news values. We shall appreciate soft and hard news, but just right now, just to say briefly, soft news is news that in most cases it does not immediately hit the emotions of the audience. So it might include humor, it might include description, it might include narration. Your style might also include dialogue. Of course, we're talking about humor. Of course, that it means that in your piece of writing, okay, you have adopted a funny way, okay, a funny tone, okay, a funny tone in terms of expressing what you want to give. We're not saying that you put in jokes there. We're not saying that you plant in jokes there with your writing. But at the end of the day, as you adopt your humorous way of writing, there's some sort of light moments within your article of writing, or rather article, whatever it is that you're writing. Another style that you can also adopt is description. Of course, read about description. It means that whatever it is that I am writing, from the beginning to the end, I'm trying to paint a picture of whatever it is that I want my audience to see. Okay, if you're to write about COVID-19, the quarantine centers, okay, imagine you did a story about one of the quarantine centers of COVID-19. You will paint for us a picture of how that quarantine center looks like, so that at the end of the day, even if I am not able to be there, I can be transported by the kind of descriptions that you have given in order for us to understand what you're writing. So you have adopted the style of description. Remember one of the characteristics that we said in chapter 1, that as you write, one of the things that you need to do is that your article should be in a position to show us, but not tell. Okay? That your article should be in a position to show. You know, when it comes to showing, in article writing, it basically means that you are not directly telling us that today is a cold day. Okay, you're not directly telling us that today is a cold day. You're not directly telling us that today is morning, but you can describe the things that are taking place in relation to morning, and somebody can be in a position to know it is morning. You can describe the things that are taking place in relation to a cold day, and then you can be able to know, people can be able to, even if they're reading your article, they can be in a position to say that indeed it is cold. Let me ask a question. Okay, what are some of the things that you may use in your descriptive, yes, descriptive article to show that is morning? So remember we are saying, okay, that one of the characteristics of good writing is the writing, your writing should be able to show but not tell. Okay, you see, telling, for example, here I'm saying it's morning. You know, that's so flat. That's so straight to the point. Okay, that when I'm writing and then I'm telling you it was in the morning. But what is it? What are some of the things that we can use that are synonymous with the morning, that we can plant them in our writing and hence effectively use the style of descriptive? So, yes. Remember, we are looking at the styles of writing, and one of them is humor. That I say that, for example, in humor, you can use very light moments to show that it is a humor. Description is another style of writing. So we're trying to look at what are some of the things that we can use in our descriptive writing to show that it is morning. considering that characteristic of writing, where we said that our writings, our articles, we should not show. Sorry, we should show but not tell. So that don't just tell me it is morning, but what else can you say? Yes, Deborah, I like what you've written. You can say that it was the break of dawn. Yeah, that is good. Instead of just saying it was morning, that is so flat. Mm-hmm. Yes, it was the break of dawn. Khalid is also typing something. You can state that you can state the time, the atmosphere. Maybe I can go with the atmosphere, but you can elaborate on the atmosphere. Khalid, when you say when you state time, it should be too direct. And it was at 8 in the morning. Probably you can give the atmosphere. What are some of the things that happen in the morning? Mm-hmm. When I arrived to interview the Cabinet Secretary of Health, Tahi Kagwe, I couldn't help but notice dew on my shoes. You see, that shows that it's morning. Okay, let me type for you. Mm-hmm. When I arrived to interview the Cabinet Secretary, Health, I couldn't help but notice dew on my shoes. Yes. Okay. When I arrived to interview the Cabinet Secretary for Health, I couldn't help but notice dew on my shoes. See, the aspect of dew, it helps in describing whatever it is that you are writing about. Okay. The aspect of, okay, we couldn't help but we couldn't help but notice dew in the morning. That clearly shows that instead of directly saying it is morning, in my writing, because I've decided to use descriptive writing, then I have opted to use something that is synonymous with the morning. Okay, by the time I was arriving, the birds were singing. You see, that's another thing that can also help in bringing out the aspect that it was morning. By the time I was arriving, the cows were being taken away for grazing. That's something that only happens in the morning. So as you embrace whatever kind of style that you want to use, then it will be very, very prudent of you to determine what are some of the things that are synonymous with the thing that I'm writing about to help me in my descriptive writing. So descriptive writing is one of the styles that we can use. It is widely used. If you know how to use it, then your articles can become very, 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 very interesting. They can help the audience to clearly see what is it that you are talking about. They help to paint a picture in one's mind in terms of what is taking place. Of course, another style of writing is narration, okay, whereby you can also tell us your story right from the beginning to the end. Narration can best be used when you're writing profiles. Okay. Yes, Joe, that's a good trial, but you know, drizzles can also be in the evening. I like the aspect of dew because dew is specifically in the morning. Yeah. So we are saying, we were looking at another style, that is narration. I would say that narration comes in very well, especially when you're writing about profiles. And then I was asking, what is a profile? What is a profile? What is a profile? But narration comes in very handy when I'm writing about a profile, so that I can tell the story right from the beginning to the end of what I am dealing with. Narration is best used, especially when you want to give out. Okay, you want to give out whatever it is in a sequential format. Humor is used when you want to bring in a light moment. You want to approach your story in a light moment manner or a way. Descriptive writing is best used when you want to paint a picture of what you're talking about. And then you can also use the style of narration. And then you're saying that narration is best used when you want to tell a story from point A to point Z. And it's best used when you're talking about a sequential format. And when talking about a profile, then a profile can also be well. It's something good. It's best narration as a style is best used on a profile. So maybe somebody can tell us what a profile is. Okay. No, Khalid, I was giving you time to respond. Femi, Elvis, Femi, Esther, and Khalid, I was giving you time to respond to what a profile is. So basically, when we talking about a profile, we are saying that a profile is a detailed story about something. And as I was saying, it is from the beginning. In most cases, about the beginning to the end, or whatever it is that you're writing. And when you look at that particular aspect, then the narration style of writing becomes in very, very handy in terms of writing whatever it is that you want to put across. Maybe you can do a profile of a politician. Okay, you can say that this one I will use the style of narration right from the beginning to the end. Where did this politician? Where was he born? Where did he go to school? What are the achievements that he has had? What are the failures that he has also had? The successes that he has also had. So you see, it's a sequential kind of thing that you're trying to give us. So at the end of the day, then if I were to use narration, then it becomes very, very handy in terms of delivering that particular story. Unlike description, where we say that in description, we wish to paint a picture of a situation, a picture of a place, a picture of COVID-19. Okay, then I can use a description. So that is narration. We can also use dialogue in terms of writing. Dialogue can also be a style in terms of writing. Okay, and in most cases, probably you've seen in newspapers whereby whenever we are conducting some interviews, we do provide them in form of a dialogue. Okay, question and answer format, something like this. Question. Okay. Question. Okay. What is your name? Okay. Then you say, okay, answer. My name. Okay, sorry. Let me type again. My name, John. Okay. So question and answer format can also be used, can also bring out dialogue. Probably you've seen that in the newspapers, whereby maybe somebody is trying to express, to give out the the interview, how it was. You can also have something like the interviewer. Okay? Okay? Interviewer, interviewee. Interviewer, interviewee, so that what the question that the interviewer asked is written directly, and how the interviewee responded to that particular question is also written directly. Or you can also go directly on names. Okay, for example, Waiguru. Maybe you're interviewing Waiguru. Okay, and then the reporter's name here is, maybe we can say Esther. Okay? So this is what Waiguru is saying. Okay, blah 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 blah. And then this is what Esther is our reporter. So this is what Esther is saying. Okay. So you can also use that same format. When you use what I have typed there, Waiguru, Esther, you're using dialogue. Or you can also opt to go interviewer, interviewee. You can also, that can also become dialogue. Or you can also opt to have question. What is your name? Answer, my name is John. So question and answer. Or even at times, some people express it like this, Q. Okay, that's your question. Okay. A. Okay. So QA. At times you've seen that being expressed in the newspaper. So those are some of the styles that we can use when it comes to writing. Okay, that you can use humor, you can use descriptive writing, you can use narration, you can use dialogue. Any question there? So what I've typed there is basically some samples, some formats through which how we can express dialogue when it comes to we reporting about dialogue. So any questions there? Elvis, you want to tell us something?
Wait, sir. Is it possible for you to use all these styles in one writing? Or must you use one style in a particular writing?
Yeah, you can't mix them up. You can't mix them up, especially when you probably something like humor and description. But something like dialogue, it might look odd for you to employ dialogue in your writing. But the first three, that is humor, descriptive, and narration, you can comfortably mix them up. A section of my writing I can have humor. A section of my writing I can have description. A section of my writing I can have narration. Or I can opt to go with one style from the beginning to the end. Yeah, you can mix, but I would not advocate for you to mix dialogue style. If you have opted to use dialogue, then let it be dialogue right from the beginning to the end. Of course, probably just at the beginning, you can just give us a description of what you want us to read, okay? And then later on, you just go with dialogue to the end. I hope I've answered you.
Yes, thank you.
But remember, as I said, dialogue can slightly, just in a very small way, be mixed with the description, and the description bit can come at the opening bit. This is Femi. She's blah 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 blah. I interviewed her. Blah blah blah. This is the interview, and then we go to Q&A, question and answer, or interviewer, interviewee, or even the names. Is there any other style apart from what we have discussed? Not really, Elvis. Okay, not really Elvis. That the four are the major types of styles that we can employ when it comes to our writing. You either go for humor, you either go for descriptive, you either go for narration, or they go for dialogue. Probably there might be other styles of writing that might not be applicable as far as writing and editing is concerned, rather as journalism is concerned. Our key area, as I started by reminding you, that we're writing it professionally for the sake of media. I hope I've answered you, Elvis. Okay. So then, you can just continue by saying this. It is also a set of convection and underline. Okay. It is also a set. Let me see if I can get these. Okay. Yeah, I've found it. It's also a set of convection and assume underlying writing and usage of a particular media during writing. The little points, the small points that most people ignore are the most important things, like just the style of writing. Small things that might appear that they might not really be of importance, that are the ones that will really, really matter a lot when it comes to your writing. So let us make sure at the end of the day, then that when we are getting our pieces of writing, that whatever style that we adopt, then is going to be a style that will help us to give out that particular information that we want. Just moving to the last paragraph of that introduction, that getting it right means, okay, that whatever style that you choose, at the end of the day, you must make sure that you get it right. Whether I'm going to use humor, I'm going to use a description, I have to get it right. And getting it right means the writer pays attention to the facts. What is it that you are writing about? I am getting it right because I am writing about COVID-19. I am getting it right because I understand I am writing about the economy. I am getting it right because I understand I am writing about corruption. And that's what I say. Getting it right means the writer pays attention to the facts. What are the facts about COVID-19? Get it right. What are the facts about the economy? Get it right. What are the facts about health? Get it right. Another thing that you also need to consider is the context of the article. What is the environment of you writing that? I am writing this article in the environment of COVID-19. I have to get it right. I have to get right the environment with which I am writing. I am writing this article in the environment of a poor economy. Let me get it right. I am writing this article in the environment of the budget has just been read. How does this affect the local mwananchi? Which style will go better with me writing about the issue of budget reading? So the context of the article and what message the writer wants to bring out, you should also consider that. Be careful with the grammar. Okay, for instance, do not misplace commas. Whatever style of writing you adopt, be careful with your grammar. Whatever style that you adopt, make sure that you are keen with the punctuation marks. Whatever style that you adopt, make sure that your grammar is also making sense in as far as writing of that particular article is concerned. Okay, so that if I am going to write, of course, another thing also to consider, as I said earlier on, is the context with which you are writing. Right now, the issue of the budget is still fresh. We can do articles about the budget. We cannot do stories of Christmas right now. The context is wrong. Okay, you cannot do stories about Jamhuri Day. The context is wrong. You cannot do a story right now about Madaraka Day. The context is wrong. And that's why I say that even when it comes to you writing, ask yourself, what is this context that I am using? What is the have I addressed the issue of punctuation marks? Have I addressed the issue of grammar? Am I bringing out the facts the way they're supposed to be brought out? Am I communicating what I want to give out? So those are the styles of writing. So let's look at the concept of good writing. I can have a very good style of writing, but I can have a very poor concept of writing. So we say the two work hand in hand. Let me make sure I have chosen a good style of writing, and at the same time, I also have a good concept in as far as writing is concerned. So talking about concept of good writing, this is all about what is it that you must make sure that at the end of the day, you are writing through that style that you have chosen. It will also help in terms of communicating what you need to communicate to your audience. So there are several concepts of good writing that a good writer must always take into consideration, regardless of their style. These concepts are applicable, whether I am doing humor, whether I'm doing dialogue, whether I'm doing narration. These concepts are applicable. So the following then are the concepts of good writing. And you realize we're just hitting back as we're discussing these particular concepts. You realize that we are just hitting back, especially to the techniques of good writing. We are just emphasizing again that in as much as you're going to write in a particular style, there are certain things that I must adopt, I must put in my writing in order for my writing to be clear, in order for my writing to be precise, in order for my writing to make sense. Because what is the use of having your article well described, but there are certain few things that you have ignored? And that's why even in that statement I said earlier on, if we can get that statement once again, okay, that during writing, little points, they matter a lot. During writing, those small things that we look at, it is just a comma, it is just a noun, it is just a full stop, it is just a fact that I have missed. Those things, they really matter a lot. As I say, that during writing, that whenever we want to make our writing to be more clear, whenever we want to make our writing to communicate, remember you are writing and you will not be there to explain to your audience. We want that when you're writing, your audience, they are in a position to firmly understand for themselves. How utakuwa hapo ku-explain, yeah? You will not be there. Okay, so at the end of the day, we are saying that let it be as clear as possible. so that my humor, people can understand it. My narration, people can understand it. My dialogue, they have brought out the question and answer. It is so clear. The question I've written it so clear. The response that the respondent, the interviewee gave me, it is so clear. I've captured it so clear in my writing that somebody is in a position to clearly understand what you're talking about. So the first concept of good writing, number one, is accuracy. Yes, on one hand, I have humor, so I must make sure that my article is accurate. Yes, on one hand, I have descriptive writing. Yes, on the other hand, I must make sure that there is accuracy. Yes, on one hand, I have dialogue, but on this other hand, I must make sure that there is accuracy. So accuracy, this is all about to represent the truthful account of whatever it is that a writer wants to express to the audience. Accuracy, it is all about speaking the facts. Accuracy is all about speaking the truth. Accuracy, it's all about representing the reality of whatever it is that you're talking about. Accuracy is all about representing the factual situation, yeah? Telling us exactly how the ground is. Said tunapata ground in different. What you are telling us, when you go to the ground, we get the ground is different. No, we want that whatever you are telling us, and when we go to the ground and what you're telling us, they are the same. Okay? And that's what you're saying here, that accuracy is all about to represent the truthful account. Tell us the truth in relation to whatever it is that you as a writer you want to express to your audience. Okay? The audience will have a truthful account. I give an example. For example, it is accurate for a writer to do an editorial. Okay, to do an editorial or an opinion piece calling upon the government to handle the coronavirus with the serious it deserves. It is accurate. Okay, it is accurate. Okay, it is accurate for you to tell us exactly what is happening. Okay, so accuracy, it's all about the truth. Accuracy, it's all about expressing, okay, exactly what is on the ground. If 137 patients were found to have corona and you report 137 they had corona, that is accurate. Okay. But if it is 137 that were found to have corona and then you go and you report 50, that is inaccurate. So whatever style that you use, hata ukiwa unaandika hiyo narration, hata ukiwa unatumia hiyo dialogue, hata ukiwa unatumia hiyo humor, at the end of the day, if you do not express to us the truth, if you do not express to us the reality, if you do not express to us exactly what is happening, then you will have missed out in as far as issues to do with accuracy is concerned. So accuracy is the truth. Tell us exactly what is it that is happening. Okay? Give us the entire truth. Media exists to give us the truth. Reflect. Okay, you are the mirror. The mirror reflects the truth. I don't think the mirror has ever lied to you. What you see on the mirror is exactly accurate. You as the media, you are reflecting the reality. You as the media, you are reflecting accuracy. And the fact that now the media is you as the media, you are expressing accuracy, then it means even the articles that we are writing, they have to be accurate. Chief goal, okay, the chief goal of the media communication should always be to provide the audience with the exact material, the main idea, the main reason as to why we are going to give out these particular articles is to express to the audience the reality of what took place. There is a word I want us to discuss there. In that example I said that it is accurate for you, okay, to write an editorial, okay, about the government taking let me say Kenyans. Well, I think the government is serious. Kenyans are not serious at times. Let me use the example of Kenyans. They are saying it is accurate for you to write an editorial to call upon Kenyans to be serious and look, okay, and look at the government directives with the seriousness that it deserves. Okay, so let's ask, what is an editorial, by the way? What is an editorial? What do you think an editorial is? We are saying that accuracy is all about telling us the truth. And we have given an example. Okay? It is accurate for you to write an editorial calling upon Kenyans to strictly adhere to the government directives in fighting the COVID-19. So what is an editorial? Who can try? That is an editorial. Who can try what an editorial is? Vincent, you can try what an editorial is. Remember, we are saying we are discussing accuracy.
On
Only
certain
that.
guidelines.
Yes, yes, yes. Go on, Vincent.
A piece of information written.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Give certain guidelines.
That gives. Yes, a piece expressing, yes, Deborah, you're right. A piece expressing views, opinions on a particular subject matter, preparing of a writing for publication. Not quite Halid, not quite Halid. Deborah, you're right. Okay. Let's see what Femi is telling us. Article expressing, yes. Femi is correct too. Okay. Yeah. So when we're talking about an editorial basically is the voice, the opinion voice of the media house in regards to a particular issue or subject that is happening in the society. This is the voice of the media house. This is the stand of the media house in a particular issue that is happening in the society. And it's usually written by the senior members in the media house. For example, the editors, and that's what John even told us here. That's the expression of the editor's opinion. But of course, the editor is there on behalf of the media house. So it's not the editor as an individual per se, but whatever the editor writes, that is the stand of that particular media house. So if you work for the Standard and then you do the editorial, that is the voice of the Standard newspaper in a particular issue. If you work for the Nation and then you write an editorial in regards to a particular issue, then that is the voice of the Nation newspaper towards that particular issue. If you work for KTN, NTV, KBC, and then you do an editorial in regards to a particular issue, that is the stand of KTN, KBC, and NTV on that particular issue. So talking about an editorial, it's simply the opinion voice that is being given out by a particular media house in regards to a particular thing. Otherwise, that's why I said that maybe you as a media house, you might have observed that Kenyans are going back to their traditional habits of doing things as though we are post COVID-19, and yet, as the minister was saying yesterday, we are yet to be there. So you have observed something as a media house, and then you come and do an opinion. You can tell Kenyans, hey guys, look, we are yet to be there. So continue observing the government directives that most of us are not wearing face masks. Most of us have slowly going back to public gatherings. No, as a media house, you are expressing your concern. As a media house, you are expressing your opinion in regards to a particular thing. So when you express that, when you express your concern, this is your voice as a media house in regards to a particular thing, then that is what we call an editorial. And then I used it as an example, that it is accurate. In that editorial of yours, even if you're going to be descriptive, it is accurate. You must be accurate. It is accurate for you to do an editorial calling upon Kenyans to strictly adhere to government directive. Because that's the reality, it's the truth. It is accurate. It is accurate for you, whatever it is that you're going to write the truth in regards to what you are talking about. So regardless of the style that you are going to adopt, regardless of what I intend to say, I must make sure that I am giving my audience accuracy. The other word for accuracy is the truth. That I must make sure that I'm telling my audience the truth. The news that I will write, I must tell the truth. The editorial that I will write, I must tell the truth. So, what are the things that you stand to benefit when you have accuracy? Okay, so I did sort out what are the advantages of accuracy to you as a media house. What are the advantages of accuracy to you as an editor? What are the advantages of accuracy to you as a writer? So you as a writer, if you're going to have accuracy in your articles, then this is what you stand to gain. Number one is honesty. We know you speak the truth. And the fact that we appreciate you speak the truth, you will get we will give you you will win our honesty. Okay? We will know you as an honest individual. Because you speak the truth, we will know you as an honest individual. You can imagine every time, whenever you publish a newspaper, and then people keep on discounting what you have written, and you keep on giving apologies. We apologize for the story we carried yesterday. We apologize for the story that we carried out the other day. We apologize for airing ABC. See, if you become an editor or a writer or a media house that keeps on apologizing on stories because you never checked on accuracy, you lose out on honesty. And I think that is just a human way of living. It is a principle of human living. But if you're a human being who keeps on apologizing on the information that you keep on giving out, we also lose the honesty that we could have given you. Oh, I am sorry. What I said, I didn't mean that. Oh, I am sorry. What I said, no. If you keep on apologizing, we lose the trust in you. So one of the things that a newspaper or a media house stands to gain, it's all about the trust of the audience, because the audience, they know you speak the truth. As the Nation newspaper, we know you speak the truth. We will like you because you are honest. Okay, so the society puts more emphasis on the truth. The readership puts more emphasis on the truth. The audience, the viewers, they put more emphasis on the truth other than any other thing. Where there is lack of honesty, okay, it threatens the image of your own mass media. Where there is lack of honesty, it threatens the image of you as standard newspaper. Where there is lack of honesty, it threatens the image of you as KBC, you as NTV, even you as a person. It threatens you, threatens your image. So if we are accurate, then we start to achieve honesty. then what else do you stand to gain as a media house? So tumesema kitu ya kwanza ni una achieve honesty, watu watakuamini. The second thing that you stand to achieve is increased sales. Okay, the more we believe in you, the more we become your audience, and the more we become your audience, the more we shall buy your products, and the more we buy your products, the more your sales will increase. As we said earlier on when we were discussing honesty, the audience wants to be associated with the truth. The audience, they want nothing but the truth. The audience want to make sure that at the end of the day, they are consuming a product that will give them nothing but the truth. But if you keep on, you're a media house that keeps on apologizing. You're a media house that is known, you're known of giving us the, you're not telling us the truth. And I think that's why KBC has suffered that. Or what do you think? It's only that KBC is a national broadcaster supported by the government. I think if it were a private media house and it behaves the way it is behaving, it could have closed shop a long time ago. Because we feel you're not telling us the truth. And when we feel you're not telling us the truth, we'll not associate ourselves with you. And when we don't associate ourselves with you, we will not buy your products. And when we don't buy your products, you will not get the increased sales. So if there is honesty, then the mass media, which have a tradition, they'll have a tradition of associating with you because you are accurate, because you are reliable. The information that you are giving them, it is reliable. The information that you are giving them, it is accurate. We will continue buying your product. Hence, the advantage of increased sales. Concept number 2, as you write, is clarity. Again, we meet clarity. We advanced clarity in chapter 1 when you are talking about the techniques of writing. Journalism, it's all about clarity. Professional writing, it's all about clarity. When you're writing about the media, it's all about clarity. When you're writing for the audience, it's all about clarity. Clarity and accuracy, they are brothers and sisters. They are children and from the same parent. They go hand in hand. They are twins. So as I am telling the truth, which is accuracy, concept number 2 is clarity. Let me make sure that whatever it is that I am talking about, it is clear. That somebody can be able to read this and they can be able to understand on their own. Remember what I said earlier on. In as much as you are writing that article will be read by Kipchoge, who is in Kapsabet, when he is just alone. He will not be there to explain. As you are seated in that studio to broadcast something on radio, and remember, radio has the disadvantage of you cannot rewind. I know you'll say you'll go and listen to YouTube later on, but radio has also the advantage of real time. It is happening now. So if you're not clear in that studio, same also with the TV, it will have gone. So kabla nipate YouTube, that information will have gone. Did you say 137 or 147? You see, it is not clear. What exactly did you say? Did you say wash your hands or sanitize? I didn't get quite clear. You see, when we are asking, we as the audience, when we are asking ourselves such kind of questions, then it shows that you did not have clarity. So whenever you are writing, this is all about clarity. Clarity, it's all about being clear in whatever it is that you're writing. 137. Don't say today the patients of COVID-19 increased by 40%. This is not clear. What do you mean by 40%? Today, the corona patients who were who healed and they were allowed to leave hospital, that number has increased by 53%. No. Are you really being clear? You're not being clear. Why don't you just go straight and tell us that today 70 patients were released from various facilities across the country. Today, 137 out of 157 tests that were done. It's so clear, okay, were found to be positive. Rather than say, today the patients of corona increased out of the 3,127 patients that were tested. It is not clear. So tell us exactly what is that thing that you want us to know. And as I say, this is all about clarity. Clarity is all about being clear in whatever it is that you as a writer you want to bring out. It is advocated, okay, that the writer should be specific, should use specific words, okay, that are easily known. Remember what we said in chapter 1, techniques of writing, words that are easily known, okay, that avoid words that are not easily known. You see, when you start putting in your articles, when you start putting in your writing, when you start putting in your communication, words that are not easily known, you're also beating us on clarity. You're also defeating us on clarity. Journalism, it's all about simplicity. Writing, it's all about simplicity. Okay, they will not laugh at you because you're using the simplest word and yet you work for Al Jazeera. They will not laugh at you because you're using the simplest word and yet you're working for KTN. In fact, the more simple you are, the more clear you become, the more you're going to achieve clarity. Okay, so it is very, very important to make sure that yes, whatever style that I have adopted, in addition to accuracy, which was our point number 1, I am also achieving my point number 2, which is clarity. And clarity here we have said is that whatever it is that you are writing, I can immediately get to know what is it that you're talking about. It can immediately make sense to me in regards to what is it that you're talking about. I am not going to look for a dictionary kwa sababu umetumia hapo word ambayo sielewi. Si tena kutafuta kamusi kwa sababu umetumia hapo word ambayo sielewi. Okay? So we can also add this, that in pursuit of clarity, okay, pursuit of clarity in the mind of the writer, and the writer should always ensure that the audience is not left guessing. As we bring in clarity, the idea here is we should not leave our audience guessing. No, the patients increased. No, the audience will start guessing. They increased by how many? And you see, when they're asking themselves those particular questions, the broadcast is continuing. Okay, the patients increased. The audience will be left guessing, and as they are guessing, they will not clearly understand the patients increased by how many. Okay, so they are saying it is quite important that you achieve that. When a piece of copy is written, a writer must be able to look at it again. Go through your article again, read it. Even before you submit it to your editor, read it. I myself, do I understand what has been written here? I myself, am I in a position to narrate it to another person? I myself, am I in a position to clearly describe what I have written? If the answer is no, then also your audience will not be in a position to understand. So those are the 2 key issues when it comes to how to achieve, okay, the concepts of good writing. That one, it's all about accuracy. Speak the truth. Tell us the truth. Paint us the picture that reflects the truth. Tell us exactly what happened. And of course, number 2, you must make sure that you achieve clarity. Clarity, it's all about making sure that you are clearly telling us what took place. You are clearly telling us what is it that took place. You're telling us in very simple words, okay, that today ABCD happened. But at the end of the day, everybody can go and listen to you and they can say that indeed so and so has been in a position to communicate. Any question there? Okay. So also remember we have said that when it comes to accuracy, you start to achieve increased sales, and also you start to achieve honesty. People will trust you because you're speaking the truth. Okay. Now, let's look at how do you achieve clarity. Okay. The concepts of clarity, we have said there are two. Speak the truth, that is accuracy. And then let your articles have clarity. Be clear. So then, how do you achieve accuracy, and also how do you achieve clarity? Okay. Or rather, how do you achieve clarity? So number one, just keep it simple. As I said, because you're working for KTN, how will I achieve clarity? And I'm working for KTN. Just keep it simple. How will I achieve clarity and yet I am working for Al Jazeera? Just keep it simple. Okay. That how do you achieve clarity? Number one, keep it simple. Don't demonstrate your intelligence. Don't demonstrate you're too much of an educated journalist. Don't demonstrate that you are well educated. We know definitely for you to be where you are well educated. Eh? But remember, even when we started this unit, I told you that when it comes to writing, you are trying to bring on board a professor and a standard 5 kid. It's the standard 5 pupil and this professor, they should be brought in this newspaper together. So let me keep it simple. And as I say, let me not demonstrate my intelligence to the professor at the expense of the standard 5. Also, let me not express my ignorance to the standard 5 at the expense of the professor. Let us strike a balance. Let us make sure that at the end of the day, both the professor and the standard 5 kid, when they're brought on board, they're in a position to understand what took place. So don't demonstrate your intelligence by using complex terminologies. Okay? Flatten the curve. When you flatten the curve is a complex terminology. Is flatten the curve. A complex terminology. Flatten the curve. Okay. So basically we are saying that how do I achieve clarity? By making sure that I avoid complex terminologies that it makes it very, very difficult for people to understand what is it that I'm talking about. That when you're talking about flattening the curve, maybe go a little bit and explain to us, what do you mean by flattening the curve? Which curve are you talking about? Okay? That when you're talking about sanitizing, okay, what is it that you are talking about? No, some of these terminologies, they are new even in our reporting, and there is a need for us to simplify them so that at the end of the day, then we can also achieve on that particular clarity. But keep it simple. That the communication ideas go away. The communication ideas will go away if you're going to use terminologies at the end of the day that they are not really making sense to your audience. So number one, how do you achieve clarity? Keep it simple. Number two, avoid technical jargons. Okay? You are writing an IT article. Your IT article is full of technical jargons that people even do not understand. You are writing something to do with corona. Eh? Very, very technical terminologies. Okay? That people do not even understand. Very, very technical jargon. Okay? That you're writing an article on the environment, but you're using very, very technical jargons that somebody who's not in the field of the environment That person might not be in a position to understand exactly what is it that you're talking about. Okay, you're writing about, the other day we had the budget reading. Okay, excise duty. Excise duty. Okay, VAT refunds. VAT refunds. Import duty. Technical jargon. Okay, these are technical jargons. Simplify them, because simplify them, because at the end of the day, if the audience, they really do not understand these particular issues that you're talking about, excise duty, VAT refunds, import duty. The government has increased VAT refunds by 10%. What is VAT refunds? Okay. And I find some of these issues that the media has not done justice on them, because they have really left them hanging. The excise duty on drinks has been increased by 10%. The import duty on cigarettes has been increased by 10%. So at the end of the day, when you bring in technical jargons in whatever it is that you're writing about, it becomes extremely difficult for people to understand what is it you're talking about. So then you end up missing on that aspect of clarity. Okay? So avoid technical jargons if you need to ensure that you're as clear as possible. And of course, another thing for us to consider as we are achieving this, okay, is the aspect of be specific. Tell us exactly what is it that you want. The budget. The 2021 budget was read by finance cabinet secretary Ur Nani. Okay. Be clear, be specific, instead of just telling us the budget. You see the budget was read. This is not clear. Okay, this is not clear. Okay? Because people will be asking themselves, which budget was this that was read? Was it a county budget? Was it a the government budget? Was it an individual's budget? Was it the IMF budget? Was it the World Bank budget? So be specific in terms of whatever it is that you want to put across. Tell us exactly what is this thing that you want to write. So in order for you to achieve accuracy, in order for you to achieve clarity, okay, we have said that there are three main things that you must consider. That keep it simple. The language that you will use, the wordings that you are going to use, keep it as simple as possible so that people can understand. Remember, we said that the professor and the standard 5 kids that are coming on board, bring them, let them meet in your article, and they will enjoy your article. Now, of course, number 2, we also said avoid technical jargons, excise duty, VAT refunds, import duty. Any other technical word you might have come across for budget? Any other technical word? Any other technical word? Anybody can try a technical word in budget? Any other technical word in the budget? So that when you don't remove those technical words, and then it makes your story not to flow. A technical word. Yes, that is good. Fiscal year. Yeah, fiscal year. That's very good. You can imagine you're writing and then you're full of fiscal year. People are wondering, what do you mean by fiscal year? So I think that in order for you to achieve clarity, then some of these things, remove them, or even if you use them, explain them within your article, so that people can be in a position to understand exactly what is it that you're talking about. Okay? And of course, when it comes to the entire writing of your article, even the flow of points, okay, the flow of points, the way point A leads to point B to point C until finally it makes sense, so that when I read your article right from the beginning to the end, then I'm in a position to clearly understand what is it you're talking about. Those are some of the things that also add up in terms of clarity. But of course, we have said that simplicity is the key to everything that you're going to communicate to your audience. Because when you lose out on simplicity, then it becomes extremely difficult for people to understand what you're writing. And with that, we come to the end of our topic today. Any question today? Any question for today? So today, largely what we did, we looked at the style of writing. So today we looked at the style of writing. Today we looked at the styles of writing. So today we look at the styles of writing, where we appreciated that in every piece of writing there is a style that we usually adopt, and probably we might adopt this style sometimes unconsciously without we knowing that we're doing that particular style. But it's quite important for us to appreciate the fact that whenever we are going to write, there is a style that we have to put in place. There's a style that we have to adopt it. And we said that a style, it is the way in which you want to deliver your communication to your audience. So you can deliver your communication to your audience through humor. Deliver your audience to, so you can deliver your communication to your audience through humor. You can deliver it through description. Okay, you can deliver your through dialogue. Dialogue, narration. Yeah. Okay. So there are the four main styles of writing that you can use. You can use humor, you can use description, you can use dialogue. And I've said that you can also mix some of these styles. You can also mix them in your writing, right from the beginning to the end. You can mix them in your writing. But of course, there are others that stand out as a standalone kind of styles of writing. Although you can slightly use others. For example, like dialogue. Dialogue is much better if it's used as a standalone style. But of course, we appreciate that at the beginning of my dialogue, I can start with like a small description as a style of writing. Today, we have also appreciated the fact that that in order for me also to write good, there's some concepts of writing that I also need to consider. That is accuracy. And we say that accuracy is all about the truth. Okay, you tell us the truth in relation to whatever it is that you want to tell us. And then also seen the advantages of you telling the truth, that you're going to achieve honesty, and also you're going to achieve increased sales. And then we also finally we looked at clarity as a concept of good writing. And now simply we say that clarity is all about being clear in relation to whatever it is that you want to talk about. We also saw that how do you achieve clarity? That number one, keep it simple. Okay. Number two, avoid technical jargons. And then number three, be specific. Not unless there is any other question. Any question on that? Before you can run along to the next class. Any question? Any question? Any concerns? So in the course of the week, I will create for you assignment 1. Okay, we are very, very late on it, but I'll create assignment 1 in the course of the week, and I will upload it on the digital portal, and I'll guide you. I will guide you where I will have uploaded it, but it'll just still be on the digital platform. I will guide you on where to get the assignment 1. So in the course of the week, I will prepare assignment 1 and I will upload it here. So once I have uploaded it, I will give you further directions on how to access it so that you can also do it. So that will become your assignment 1. Maybe just to make a small announcement regards to the semester. You notice that the last 2 weeks there have not been classes, and you realize that a week before your exams you had been given 1 week to go and you prepare for your exams, and then the following week again you were given a whole week to attend to your exams. So when you look at those 2 weeks, it's a duration that we have eaten into the semester. And also you realize that it has also made all classes to miss at least 2 sessions. So what we have discussed and we have agreed as a university is that the semester we will increase 2 more weeks in the semester. Initially, the semester was supposed to end on 14th August, but now the semester will end on 28th of August. So what I mean by the semester ending on 28th of August, that includes anything and everything that you're supposed to do within the semester. That includes being taught and doing exams. So the semester will come to an end on 28th of August, simply because the 2 weeks that we used in the examination period, we will compensate it from 14th to 28th. Is that well understood? The issue of extending the semester by 2 weeks so that you end this semester on 28th because of the 2 weeks that we did spend on exams and exam related issues. Yes, yes.
Oh, it's not a question, it's a suggestion. Could you also extend the unit registration period?
We extended the unit registration?
Yes.
Okay. I will take it to another forum where we shall discuss it, and then I'll come back to you. Any other concern? Any other concern? Let me see, Deborah, any concern? Was the class audible today?
Yes.
So you have understood, Deborah?
Yes, I have.
Mm-hmm. Elvis. Elvis, you came in a bit late after I've taken the concerns of the others in regards to the exams. So Elvis, if you have a concern, you can also tell us as you tell us how the experience with the exams was. Elvis, is Elvis here? Esther, you have any issue? Esther, is Esther? Hey, sasa Kate. Fine, thank you. Tumejifungia tu kwa nyumba, hata tunafuzia kwa nyumba. Okay. Tulikuwa kwa Esther. Sorry, I received a call. Esther. Vincent, any issue? So our class has only 2 minutes before it ends. It's supposed to end at actually 3 minutes. It's supposed to end at 2:05. Okay, thank you so much for coming to class today. I think we can meet again next week on Monday. Next week Monday there will be no means. Apologies also for starting this class late. Today we had a Senate meeting, and I was attending that Senate meeting, so that's why the class started late. But next week on Monday we shall start on time at 11. So let's meet next week on Monday at 11. So I will post assignment 1, and I wish you all the best. I think you can go for the next class. So thank you so much, and encourage your friends also to come on board. We are continuing, as you can see, and all is well. So thank you so much.